G'day traders, John from Crypto Candlestick Trading, just doing an update on Bitcoin and the crypto markets. And here we see that Bitcoin's had a bit of a plummet last night. It was last night. Opened up the charts this morning and there was red everywhere, and even some of them in the teens. I actually saw, I think it was EOS was down 24%, and same with Sol was about 24% as well. So these are the sort of declines that I like, especially in the crypto markets down here. But when we have a look at Bitcoin, there's a couple of things here we need to look at with Bitcoin, and I'll just get rid of these drawings so we can kind of see it a bit clearer. But if we have a look here, we've gone up, bounced on the 200, we've gone up on the 50, broken below the 50, and then right up here, this was the perfect shorting area for this one here, going the green to red move, and then coming back down to here. Now, I do like this area down here. I still think, shorting for Bitcoin is a good idea. I don't think buying for Bitcoin is a good idea. However, there is some pretty solid support here, and I just want to show you what that support is that I'm seeing. And then here we've got a touch, and a touch there for the support there. We've also got this line here, which if we look back here, we've got resistance, and now we're finding support on that same resistance, and we have another reason here to be buying. Now, one thing about this kind of pattern is I find that it doesn't work anywhere near as well on a downtrend. Usually the weight of the market can push through these trend lines and break even lower again. I am still under the impression here that we are still going to head lower. I don't think that we've finished our low yet. I actually don't even think we've hit our low yet. I think we're going to go below these prices here. And whether I'm right or not, I don't know. But we'll see. But in any case, I won't be buying any Bitcoin, between now and then, or I don't think so anyway, not unless it shows me good buying above there. But I will be looking for shorting Bitcoin from here and buying Bitcoin when it's below these prices here. I still don't think that big money have got their fill yet, and I see that large crypto wallets are unloading onto the exchanges, which basically means that they're dumping Bitcoin, and even wallets with 10,000 Bitcoins in them are doing it, and at a pretty good number, pretty good pace. But here we got the support, here we had the resistance, and we could see the wicks that were up there, and then it plummeted. This was the test, then we broke through, and then we come back down, we found support. But every time we found support, there's been buying, Here we had a nice engulfing, but it's under the 50. No way you can buy it. Then it's come back down there, and we're bounced off here. And so this is looking like a pretty, there was 40% of buyers came back into this market here. So, whether it's done on the daily chart or, on the 4-hour chart, 5-minute chart, where the bulk of the traders were. But one thing I would like to do first, actually not first, I'll just carry on, but we'll just go on the weekly chart. And I just want to go through a few of these on the weekly just to see what it looks like. So what I'd like to see here on the weekly chart is this close below the 200. If that happens, then the support line has a lot less chance of working, and we will come back, come down and test the 50. As I said, this here is exuberance. And really what happens with exuberance is we get failure. And, I've seen it over and over and over again. And I've been on the end of it. Like here is a nice reversal. This here is exuberance. And so usually after exuberance, it's like, all the wind's been blown at the beginning of the race, and there's none left. And so that's why we've got all this indecision. We got a nice push and then a massive engulfing. We're closing below the 9. Nice push, and then, now we're potentially closing below the 200. So we've got two potential moving averages that will be closing below tomorrow morning. So, but anyway, we'll just have to wait and see what happens. We can actually also see that we're in the overbought condition over there, and we've got the faster on the RSI is turning down and going below the slow and steady moving one. So there's Bitcoin. One more thing that I did want to show with Bitcoin is this here. So the market cycle. Let's just go back and have a look. So here's the market cycle on the weekly chart. And so, we're kind of gone up and we've come down. Now, we've gone up and over, and this is looking like failure. There's no doubt in the world this looks like failure. Nice bounce there. This could turn around at any time, but so far at this stage here, there's, nice big push. It was too much at the start, indecision, and we've, the selling started up there, and now it's coming down. So let's just have a look at this pattern here to see around about where we are on the Wall Street cheat sheet. So here, nice big pop, 1, 2, and then we've come back down. We've come down and bounced and down again, made a new lower low, bounced, taken out all these stop losses that were here, and now we've come back down again. So this whole scenario here is to draw out time as much as we can and take the price lower and lower and lower. And this here is orchestrated by institutions and large hedge funds and big banking interest. So basically all they want to do is get rid of all the mums and dads traders that have got the stop losses below here or below here. And they just want people to say, oh, enough's enough. I can't stand Bitcoin. You know, like we bought up here and now it's just continually going down. We're losing money hand over fist. So let's sell around about now. So that's what they do. And then anyway, they sell and then all of a sudden it goes back up. They say, no, this is a false rally. It won't work. It won't work. It won't work. And then all of a sudden we're back up to here again and making new highs. So that's usually the way it works. But whereabouts do we see Bitcoin now? And I'm kind of thinking that we're in somewhere around here with Bitcoin. That's what I'm saying. I still don't believe that these lows are in yet. Let's just go back and have another look on the weekly chart. You know, there are some similarities here. So we'll just have to wait and see what happens. This is going to take weeks until it gets there. So, we're going to go down here, break these lows here, and even make new lower lows. Below the 10,000 mark, it's doubtful, but it's definitely possible. I am targeting buying below 10. I'm probably completely dreaming, but I'll definitely be looking for, if we go down below these prices here, I will definitely be looking at dollar cost averaging in and looking for entries where I'm going to be loading up. Okay, there's Bitcoin. Let's go on to a few others. Mana. Let's have a look at Mana on the weekly chart. Look at that massive run up there, like, almost $6 and we're down to 34 cents. This is fantastic. So, this sort of thing says to me, like, I still don't think, like, have a look at this. This massive low here, it's gone up, and now we're just about to break new lows here, just like I think Bitcoin's going to do. So if that's the case, and this keeps on going down, I'd love to be dollar cost averaging into this. Like, as soon as it gets down to these flatline areas down here, which I doubt, but then again, it's 34 cents, this could come down, to 10 cents. Who knows? If it does, I'll be dollar cost averaging into there because I want to be getting in at these and then just hold it and don't sell it, just so you own it. And then once you've done that, then we start getting buys, then we can start loading up. But dollar cost averaging in down in these lows, that's where big money is going to be buying. As soon as they've drained all, the supply is at its all-time low down here, so no one else wants to sell. They've stopped everyone out, and everyone else that was going to sell has sold, and so there's no more supply here. Then the market turns up, supply and demand. And at this stage here, I think that there's still more selling to go. Anyway, let's have a look at a few others. Matic. And so Matic, have a look at that beautiful decline. Like this here, I love it. It's gone up here below the 50. We've had a 50 retest and then straight up here, green to red move, shorting. That could have been the case, but anyway, like for me, I haven't been into this market for a while, so I just kind of, I don't like it the way it is. I don't like this sideways choppy sort of action. What I'm after is, I want to see nice tight sort of action, like, coming into here and then an engulfing closing above. That's the sort of thing that I want to see. This is, it's not really sideways chopping action. There is money to be made here because that's like 68 cents all the way up to $1.28. So, there's good money to be made in here, but I find it way too risky to be, like, I'm here for the end of day data and I want to be doing I'm after the long run, basically. Not after, like small, mediocre moves. I want to trade end of day data. I want to put trades on and leave them on there and add to the positions. Buying down here when we have nice breakout, same here. These kind of lows here, breaking above and all that sort of stuff. Here, we've got engulfing, closing below the 50 and the 9 at the same time. Oops, sorry. Here, like that one there. Like beautiful. Come back here and retest the 50 and it's failed immediately. Bang, and we're coming down. So that's avalanche. And have a look at that, like $12, And here we are all the way up here and we made $150 almost. 150 down to 12, so if this goes lower, I remember buying this, I think it was $5.11 or something like that when I was first buying it, which was probably down here somewhere. I remember $5.11 I got, but I think I got into this run here and I didn't really get too much into this run, but in any case, this here, I do like this tight trading. This is what I'm after, but I want to see tight trading and then form some sort of a base where it won't go any lower. And then for it to start to turn up, and I want it to be breaking new highs and then getting in. Ethereum. Okay, so Ethereum actually doesn't look too bad, really. Because we can see that we're above all the moving averages. We do have reversal here, but Ethereum's not too bad. It's one thing I can see there. Oh, and let's get some lines going here. No, let's get rid of those ones, and we'll put another one on there. So I can kind of see that there's, just going from this low here, and we've almost got resistance, but we haven't, but we definitely have here. So we've got support, follow through and resistance, and then, so this is actually quite heavy, really, to be honest. This could go somewhere. So here we've got the 200 is still moving up, 50's gone down and just kind of almost flatlined. So we'll just have to see what happens. If it's got anything to do with Bitcoin, we can kind of see that Bitcoin's at that sort of same area, or similar kind of an area, but we are, well, tomorrow morning we'll find out if we have closed below the 200. If we close below the 200, what could we expect? Well, let's just go back through and have a look and see what happened here. Closed by the 200, and then that was the result that we got. Last time it closed above the 200, we did get a little bit up, but this is exuberance, as I was saying before. So I just want to go through. So, hang on, this on the weekly chart was the first time that it did close below the 200. Didn't get much of a result there. Second time it happened. Yep, good result there. So that was on Bitcoin Avalanche. Let's have a look at DOT. So this long kind of trading here, I like it. But, I still don't think these lows are in. I think that these, it's going to get into tighter trading. It's going to get a little bit more wild. But here we are oversold. We are heading down below the halfway mark on the RSI. But we are coming down. It's like, there's nothing to say that this market's turning around and going back up at this stage here. It's red and it's heading down. So dollar cost averaging into these kind of markets is a very good idea. Coming even in these lows here, like I would, not with Bitcoin sitting where it is, but when you see charts like this, if Bitcoin's going to be like this, we could get a spike lower. But what I first started doing, and I still do today, is dollar cost averaging. And I don't dollar cost average my whole account, definitely not. But if I have any spare money that I'm getting on a weekly basis, what I'll do is, let's say I like this one here, DOT, and I don't believe it's going to go down much further, which I still do. I think it's going to go down further. But, if I thought that this was going to be around about the low, because, here's the lows and we're, triple bottom almost, just put $100 a week in, or $200 a week, or however much you want to put in per week. And then just, if it goes down 50%, who cares? Keep putting your $100 a week in, $150 a week in. And then, eventually, it'll start to pop. And you're still putting $150 a week in, even if it's gone down to here and back up to here, you're still doing $150 a week because you're after this run. So if you dollar cost average all around this price here, and eventually you get this run here, it's definitely worth your while. That's DOT. Let's have a look at some others. So here, like Litecoin. So here we are under, so we've got resistance, support, resistance, engulfing. Now we've got another engulfing. Oh man. If we close below this 50, but I don't like how these are kind of, these are almost flatlining actually, like the 200 and the 50, they're almost like squeezing or creating a little bit of a gap like they have here. But I don't really see that it's going to turn around and head up. I actually see that it's probably going to, continue on its downward trend, especially with this, we've got a lot of indecision up here, then we're getting engulfing off there. So, if it bounces on the 50, we'll see, but I kind of doubt it. We'll just wait and see. Let's have a look at this one here. So this on the weekly chart again, and so here, same again, up, retest. I'm sure there would have been a lot of people that would have been jumping into ADA at this time here. And then there was a guy actually that I spoke to, it was probably about 2 years ago. He put a small amount of money in, and anyway, it was up to, I think he made $22,000, and we were talking around about on this day here. And anyway, I said, mate, it's probably a good idea to start, like taking some of your profits, because, we're showing some pretty severe topping action. Anyway, I found out later on he didn't. And anyway, so he's still holding him. Anyway, that's just what we do. If you don't listen to charts, if you don't watch the charts and obey what the candles tell you, that's what happens. You end up holding, and I'm wondering why you're back to your starting price. Here we've got, look at this. It's gone up above all the moving averages. We've got selling here. It's gone up, and then we've got selling here. This is on Ripple. But one thing about Ripple is that I have a big interest in Ripple at the moment, because Ripple's about to finish a court case. And if that happens, that means that Ripple will be used, well, if it goes positive for Ripple, it means that Ripple will be used by very large institutions and will have like mega money that's going to be put into Ripple, so that we might actually see that, Ripple's price could be 10-fold or 20 or 50 or 100-fold, who knows. But like if this court case comes through, then we are looking at Ripple for much higher prices. So if I was going to be dollar cost averaging any cryptos at this stage here, I'd probably be doing Ripple and ADA at this stage here anyway. Solana, let's have a quick look at Solana, because that had a nice big dump last night. Here we're up at $250 and we're down to $15. This is awesome. And I mean, Solana Solana's like, back in the old day when we first started trading this stuff, Bitcoin and Ethereum, they were the big guns, Bitcoin, I remember, like, I was buying Bitcoin at 345 Aussie when I first got interested in it. And now, like, having a look at Solana reminds me of Ethereum in its younger days. And, like, if we get, and this here will just be like a blip in the, on the road eventually. So if we see Solana down at these prices here at $15, this to me is cheap and exciting, because down in these lows here, and I hope that we get more of a spike to the south side, because that means I can accumulate more, because that's what big money are doing at this stage here. If we have a look here, all this here, this is mums and dads selling and big money buying what mums and dads are selling. And they are purposely driving the price down further and further so that the weak hands sell. If you're dollar cost averaging in down at these lows here and you say, I'm not going to sell, I don't really care what the price does, I'm going to buy $100 a week and I'm just going to leave it there. All I want to do is I'm expecting that this might go up to $250 again. And if I'm buying at $15 or, let's say I buy $150 worth each week, I've got 10 of them every single week that I'm accumulating. Let's say I wait till I get, 100 or 200 of them. Then let's say I got 100 of them and they go back up to $250. That's beautiful. That's good money. And also on top of that, you haven't been buying the breakouts and, like the entries along the way as well. All you've got is your dollar cost averaging money that's in there. So these lows here is where big money starts to, look to buy. But as I said, let's follow Bitcoin first, because Bitcoin, I think, is still going to take out its lows. And when it does, I think that Solana and everyone else is going to be following this to the south side. So I think that these lows here are yet to be broken. And look at this, AXS. And look at that. This is the sort of tight trading that I'm after. And here, like that, they'll have it up, coming up like this, nice and, strong and stuff like that. And everyone will be going, oh yeah, I think so. But, the 50's coming down rapidly. So, we can't really be buying these ones here. What we want to do is, in situations like this, is draw bases. And then when we come to bases, I want to see what these lows are, like that, for example. Now, if we have a look at here and what this high is here. So all of a sudden we've come down, we've got a base from here to here, and we've come down, we've got a base from here to here. And now we come down and look at this. We're creating a new base, or we're reaching down for a new base here on AXS. So people just are flying out of this cryptocurrency here. And even though we're in oversold, like this on the weekly chart. So, if we're looking at closing below, these ones here, like that's an engulfing closing below and we're still heading down. Anyway, it doesn't look very good at all. Monero, I actually find that usually Monero will, I wouldn't say usually, but I have often found that Monero will lead the way. It kind of jumps in front of Bitcoin and it almost knows which way Bitcoin's going to go. So if you see Monero breaking out, you should pay attention. Or, like collapsing and falling below the major moving averages, we should pay attention. But if we have a look here, like this is already in tight trading, but we are below all the moving averages. We do have a little bit of a buyback, a little bit of support, but we are, this is not heading up, this market. This market's still going sideways to south. So just looking at that one there, and I'll do my last one. Look at this, like if you would have been buying all the way up here and then bang in 2 weeks, this is what's devastating about the markets is that a lot of people, like when they get up to these kind of areas here, they get so excited and they think, oh man, like got to get in. And like when we see wicks and dojis and all that sort of stuff, as we're on the rise of this thing, that's exactly when you should be getting out. And looking up here, like it would have been tragic for people to be getting in there at $480, and then it's gone all the way down to 150 and went sideways and started trading south from there. How far down Monero will go, who knows? I think Monero is cheap at these prices here. But we have one and two, so we've got like a double top, and we'll come back down. Let's wait and see if we crack these lows here. I'll just put a line there just on this low here, because if it goes below that low there, this is the end of the base basically. So if it breaks below this base here, which is $96, I don't know if I'll be dollar costing averaging into this one here. I know you can make some great money with it, but there's faster money to be made in other ones like Solana and Dot and Avalanche, Matic. Those ones I like. All right, let's have a look at Sand. Look at Sand. I like Sand. Sand is good. And, here, massive big run, and look at this exuberant candle with, 20%, I saw it 20, about 18, 15% selling off. This here was your telltale sign to get out. And yep, I would not be in there after this. Or actually, the first selling after this, I should say, I'd be getting out, which would have been right there. Oh, hang on, I'm not finished with sand yet, and that's EOS too. EOS even had a nice collapse yesterday. So let's just have a look at sand. So if we have a look, we'll open it right up, and we'll just have a look at. So this is the support line here, the bottom of the base. Now here, so we could be forming a double bottom here, which I doubt. There's still very heavy things going on in the market at the moment. I'll draw another line there because there's another base that I can see, or sort of, it's almost there. So I've got support, broken through support, resistance, and then we'll come back up for resistance, and we've got a perfect looking shooting star at resistance there. And then we'll come back down and down to here. And this could just be testing the waters too, before, to see if it's clear for us to come down. This one here, I can always see us, continuing heading down on this one here. It just, look at it. It doesn't look like it's going up. All right, EOS. Let's have one look at EOS because I saw that EOS was down something. I think EOS made 24% or something like that on the decline yesterday. Let's go and have a look at the daily chart just quickly. Yeah, massive big volume. But have a look at that. Like this massive big volume here, there's a lot of buying that happened there. So we could get buying coming back up to the 50 or, like edging its way up before it keeps collapsing, or, this could be the reversal. I don't think so, but it could be. But this kind of volume here with this sort of buying here usually represents some sort of reversal or some sort of support that happened at that area. Let's just put a line there, and we'll see what happens with that eventually. Because it, like if this kind of goes up and then sideways, and then comes back down for a double bottom touch at this level. But like this could actually be the support because there's a lot of volume, a lot of buying came back in this low area here. So. I think that's around about it. We're 21 minutes in. I don't want to make it any longer than what it is. So traders, if you have any problems with your charts, now that was looking at the weekly charts mostly there, traders. So, this is for the longer term aspect of what I'm looking at. So, if we have a look at on the weekly chart, we can kind of see more further down the track to see where this thing's going and what it really looks like for the because so many people don't look at this sort of stuff. All they do is look at the 5-minute chart, 10-minute chart, 1-minute chart, like 4-hour chart, and so they don't actually tell you the direction of the market. So they wouldn't really know that we've got an uptrending line here on the weekly and a support and resistance line. There's quite a few that wouldn't even draw those lines in there. So, but if we break below here, the first target will be the 200. All right, traders, I hope you have a good week coming up. And I'm going to be looking at the crypto market quite a bit closer from here on in because I do like these declines. When we see those sort of declines like we had yesterday, that usually means that we can start making some money. Like, if we get directional bias, then we'll be looking for entries in that area. All right, traders, if you have any problems with your charts, let me know. More than happy to talk about charts all the time. Okay, talk to you soon. See you.